Good morning, good morning. Alrighty, boob tubes, another one of Keeps Cleeps. So, Putler, the next Adolf Hitler. Has Adolf Hitler lost his gravitas yet? Do we need a new Hitler? You know, can we start comparing him to Stalin or Mao or all these despots for times gone by? Hitler's lost his gravitas. So Putler is out there today giving a wee speech. So let's see how the BBC summarise it. You know, sack going in and listening to the whole speech and getting any context. No. Sack that. Let's go to the highlight reel brought to you by the Independent British Broadcasting Corporation.
Usually uses the State of the Nation address.
It would be good if I turned on the audio.
These leaders need to be sure there isn't another cousins operating in plain sight.
Turned on
And
the
we'll turn to our
audio.
correspondent Sam Harrison, who was at that news conference, in a moment. Now, the Russian President Vladimir Putin is delivering his annual address to Parliament and the nation. Putin usually uses the State of the Nation address to send signals to audiences both at home and abroad. This time, the attention to the speech is especially high, and it's still going on. It's been going on for a couple of hours already, not only because of the presidential elections that will likely grant him another 6 years in the Kremlin, but
Elections? But I thought Russia wasn't a democracy. You know, it's almost like they're predicting Hitler will get in, just like over here we're predicting Sir Keir Starmer, the guy responsible for the Jimmy Savile report, is just going to walk into number 10. But hey ho, we good, they bad.
also because of the ongoing war against Ukraine and the suspicious death of opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Well, in his speech, Vladimir Putin warned the West that Russia has weapons that could strike within their territory.
The West provoked conflicts in Ukraine, in the Middle East, in other regions, and it continues to lie.
I agree with them. The West did provoke the Ukraine thing. I went into it the other day, the whole timeline, fucking Yanukovych gearing his economy towards the Russian Fed, not the EU. Boom shakalaka, the next week you had fucking Maidan, paramilitary style, Western-backed forces using military tactics to have a coup to get rid of a democratically elected leader. Regardless if you think the election's bullshit or not, you can't just rock up and go, we don't agree with this election, nuke it out. Do you know what like the Trump supporters tried today and get condemned for? We don't agree with this election, so we're just going to storm the Capitol building. That's exactly what the West done inside Ukraine.
Now they make no bones about saying that Russia is about to attack Europe. But we understand this is total nonsense. Meanwhile, they are selecting targets for their strikes on our territory, selecting the most effective weapons. They are talking about sending NATO military contingents to Ukraine. But we can recall
Who's that wee hottie, man?
what happened to those who used to send their contingents to our country. The consequences for these potential intruders will be much more tragic now.
Did you hear nuclear weapons at any point?
They need to finally understand that we too have weapons, and they know that. I have just mentioned we too have weapons that can strike targets on their territory. And everything that they're thinking of now, everything that they use to threaten us and the world, that all this is a real threat of nuclear weapons being used, which spell destruction of civilization.
Well, for more on this, let's speak to Vitaly.
Right, was that him going, we're going to nuke yous, or was it like, hey man, if you don't stop all this fucking, we're sending NATO troops into Ukraine, we're bouncing up to your border, we're militarising the border between NATO and Russia. We've just had Sweden and Finland recently brought into NATO. Sweden's kind of shares a maritime border with Russia. Finland shares a straight up land border with Finland. They've started national service or conscription or both. I'm not 100% sure. Can't even remember the finer details. But yet Russia's the aggressor. And as I said as well, go and do your due diligence on what happened inside Ukraine, so that you do have an attention span and a fucking memory longer than a goldfish. Although somebody said to me they have got big fucking memory, and when all news organisations just blindly ignore how this whole thing fucking kicked off and just constantly Clockwork Orange style, Russians are aggressor, Russians aggressor, they invaded, they stole Crimea. Where did their military come from? How did they invade Crimea? No, their military was already there. What? Huh? Why is anybody, did anybody like fucking know what's going on? Anyway, there you go. Is Putin threatening the West with nukes?
Russia editor for BBC Monitoring. Tell us about the significance of those threatening language we heard from Putin.
Threatening language? Here, do you want to stop threatening us, man? We don't want nuclear war. Language.
Well, this is what the Russian president has been doing for a while.
This guy's got a hypnotic voice. I can't listen to him, honestly. Listen to it's almost like you come into my lives. I will listen to his cadence and the tone of his voice. It's all sleep.
A while now, especially since the start of his so-called special military operation in Ukraine. And this time he yet again issued.
Don't you just love the press? The so-called Islamic State. The so-called... Well, you're the fucking one calling it, you fucking twat. Who says so-called? What does that mean? It's almost like... You call it so-called, man. So-called fucking this, so-called that.
Should a threat
plain
that
language.
Russia's nuclear arsenal is in full military preparedness, as he put it. So clearly this is yet another way in which the Russian president is warning the West from helping Ukraine more. But more generally, there have been no surprises in his speech today. He portrayed the West as an aggressive and destabilizing force, while Russia, according to Vladimir Putin, is a nation that defends its legitimate interests. The first half hour of his speech focused on the war.
I'm not a Putin fanboy, man, far fucking from it. But if you stand back and objectively look at this, man, that's exactly what's happened. As I said, Ukraine, even before Ukraine, Syria, ISIS is there, am I going to go and get them? Russia called their bluff, went, we're with you with that. We don't like ISIS too. We're coming into Syria to help you guys out. Oh, only we've been invited by the democratically elected leader, Assad. I love all these details, so just leave it.
Against Ukraine, which he insists on calling a special military operation. The Russian president claimed that...
He insisted in calling it? No, he's up on stage and that's what he's fucking calling it. What do you want me to call it? A day out in Tesco's? Fucking day out in Waitrose if you've got a bit of money.
Russian forces in Ukraine are making progress and are fighting courageously. He also said that the Russian economy is buoyant despite the Western sanctions. So no surprises there. But it's also important what he has not mentioned so far, which is, for example,
it's important what the BBC hasn't mentioned so far, how the whole thing in Ukraine started, what fucking Syria was all about. Is ISIS retired? Are we going to bring them? I think we did bring ISIS out of retirement when fucking Iran started lobbing missiles at them. Was it Iran? Aye, it was Iran. Mental. So I think we're going to ISIS is coming out of retirement. We might We might get the remember the fucking the jihadi Beatles.
The death of Russia's most
Maybe we could get a jihadi Rolling Stones this time, man, for an excuse to go and invade other countries.
prominent opposition figure, Alexei Navalny, almost 2 weeks ago, and general repression at home. Instead, he spoke at length about various measures which his government is proposing to take to help the economy, improve infrastructure. He spoke about things like refurbishing local post offices, embankments and parks. This is just to give you an idea of what sort of detail.
Don't say post office in the UK.
He has gone into. His speech was frequently punctuated with rapturous and enthusiastic applause, which is something to be expected, I suppose.
To be expected. Oh my god, he's having a fucking speech and people are applauding. He's obviously a dictator. Go to any fucking political party in this country's conference, man, and you'll see the hero worship. All of them worshipping the fucking dickhead on fucking stage. Nothing different here, but somehow they need to frame it as
given that Russia is holding a presidential election in 2 weeks' time, which he is all but certain
quotation marks.
Special
Special military operation.
Highly choreographed nature of this event. In general, do people at home
Highly choreographed nature of this event. Hello, McFly. Hello, In fact, I'm acting like I haven't got internet here. Right, let's see. Boom, boom. Right. Now, let's see.
Business climate which we have community
should have their bank
Oh, look at the rapturous applause! Oh, the rapturous applause! Look at this highly choreographed fucking piece of bullshit party political broadcasting shite. Anyway, let's get back to Putler. Because good when the Tories and the Labours and the SNP do it. Bad when Putler does it, alright?
in Russia
Get
actually sit
it?
and
Got
watch
it?
this?
Good.
Well, some will, but the Kremlin's media machine is designed to make sure that
The Kremlin's media machine, brought to you by the BBC. Honestly, I don't think these people don't have self-awareness. I just think they're bought and paid for and they've got a job to do and they're doing their job. But anybody that's got any fucking, well, everybody knows the BBC is just the fucking, the British version of fucking the media machine.
as many Russians as possible do. The speech is being carried live by Russian state TV. It will spend the rest of the day.
It's been carried live by British state fucking funded TV, you dick.
Discussing it.
In fact, you're doing it right now.
It will be the highlight of the main news bulletins in the evening. It's being shown in cinemas across Russia at the moment. So this is what the Kremlin is very keen to make sure that happens, but it's obviously a different question of whether many Russians.
The Kremlin's keen that happens. What, people watch his fucking speech here, don't it? Are they going out in the street and putting guns to cunt seats and go, better go and watch fucking Putler? Fucking hell, this is laughable, man.
Will believe what Vladimir Putin is promising to do after almost a quarter of a century in power.
Vitaly Shevchenko, thank you very much indeed for your analysis there. Around the world and across...
Analysis? What did he do? Just fucking... did he analyse Sweet Fanny Adams? He told you, yes, well, Putler, it's getting shown on TV, it's getting carried on Russian state television. Also British state television, as was just witnessed, and it's getting showed in cinemas. That's great analysis. How did you analyse that? Was it the posters that said it's on in the fucking cinema? Or Oh, it's a rupture, I suppose. What, so Putin's having a speech and people are applauding? Wow, fucking blow me. That's great analysis, man. How did you fucking analyse that? Was it the cunt standing up going like that? Or the highly choreographed nature of this event? As opposed to what? As opposed to what, man? You're rocking up down the street like, yeah, unscripted. Putler on the fucking beat. Anyway, this is fucking laughable. So, Putler warning the West about nuclear Armageddon. Get it? Got it? Good. Get cheese, no cats or cheese. Were used in this filming. Maybe only Putler's nuclear arsenal were harmed.
Cips clips.
And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell.